Hi Rich, here I am again with another animation. Um, really like it. I really like it. Something quite unique. I really like how you, uh, how you animated the overlaps, the settles, the timing. Everything looks really nice. Just gonna give you some notes. Um, First of all, if he's gonna jump, you need to post the character on over the leg that he's gonna jump. Because right now he's jumping from here. So try to do it yourself. Put one leg forward and just sit. Put the weight on the back leg, because his weight pretty much is most of it on the back leg, but it's more like it's quite centered. So try to do that and then jump from that pose without any movement. Just that's the anticipation. Down, down with the body on the middle and try to jump. It's really hard. You need to move your weight over to the front leg to be able to jump, to have proper inertia. So, sorry, today I have um, a bit of a dry throat. Um, so basically, okay, here you have see how I draw here the body over the front leg. Then you can have as you have it disposed, great. I just would keep the toes planted so it doesn't feel, because if it's just the very tip of the toes, it doesn't feel that he can push himself with the very tip of the toes. But if you bend the toes so you can raise the heel and jump, that's great. But keep at least the toes flat on the ground so we can feel that he's actually he has a solid um, point of balance, point of inertia to push himself. So yeah, solid point to push himself. Boom, see, and then boom here. Just be careful. Um, don't. Ideally, you don't want to have that difference between the length of one leg and the other. If you want, you can bend one leg, you can straighten as well, but try to not have that much difference between the length of one leg and the other. But you can have it shorter for a couple of frames, that's fine. But in this case, you have the a different difference from on length from one leg to the other for too long, so it feels quite very squashy. I mean, if that's the feeling that you want to go for, then fine. If you want the character to feel very squashy, that he can stretch his limbs a lot and stuff, then it's fine. But if you want it more of a cartoony effect, but not that much being that the character itself is squashy, then just have it for a couple of frames. Don't let the audience observe how one limb is longer or shorter than the other. So as I draw here, I would already start to move the leg up so that it's more similar to the length of the other leg. Great, I really like the arc that you create. Great. Here just one thing. See how the body it's rotating over the head. The body seems like it's rotating over the head, but there is no much movement to the side. So if you watch it, it's it's cartoony, but what I'm missing here is the forward movement. So he has inertia to jump forward. Then you have now the point where gravity is pulling him down, but his inertia is he has still some inertia up. So he's in this point where he's not moving up or down in that middle like the bouncing ball, but the inertia moving to the side is still the same. It hasn't changed a bit. So you can make it cartoony, you can exaggerate it, you can reduce it for some effect that you want. But for this case, I feel that you need to have still move the character to the left, um, more, maybe kind of here, so uh, a little bit more, so that you can feel that the character keeps moving, that is not just stuck on the air for a couple of frames. And same here, just be careful. Try to have a bit wider frame so that you don't run into these occasions where the character is pretty much touching the frame. Because also, if you want to then adjust the animation or whatever, you're gonna be more reluctant to actually move the character up if you need, because you want to keep it in frame. So of course you can change the frame later, but yeah, as a general rule, you can yeah, you can have a wider frame, and then if you need it, you can reduce it, but just make sure that you have enough space to work around. And then the fall, when he falls down, I feel is too smooth. It feels it needs a bit more contrast, more force, more power, more contrast. So basically, he's starting to fall down. He's leading with one leg, great. But see how there's too many frames for me. Too many frames going down, so it feels too floaty. The spacing is too even, all the way going down. So what I will do here is remove this frame and remove this frame, so that it's more snappy. It starts to go down and boom, boom, boom. It accelerates as he goes down, so you get more the contrast of fast up, hold, fast down. So yeah, basically that. Really like, I think you really focused on creating nice arcs, which I really like, because I can see arcs everywhere. So really great done on that aspect. Just here, be careful. See how it's moving down, boom, then moves forward as he stops the movement, but then boom, see how here it feels like he hits a wall, boom, and then keeps moving. I would try to avoid that things. So maybe you reduce the amount of movement in this frame, or maybe in this frame you keep moving it to the side a bit more. Let me see what would be better. Maybe actually, I like the inertia of this movement. I really like this. So what I would do here is keep moving it to the side in this one, so it doesn't hit a wall, and maybe something in between this and this, and even maybe you would have to adjust these poses as well. I don't know, but yeah, just make sure that here it doesn't seem like it's hitting a wall. Then also here, just be careful. See how he lifts, he stands up, then all this movement. See how the back foot is frozen, seems frozen. What I would do is basically this, great. Then all these frames, rotate the back foot down a little more. Doesn't have to be flat on the ground, but rotate it down. Then all these frames, as he stands up, you can start to rotate back up the heel. Do see, now it's down, 2, 3 is moving up, so that you have some movement on the back foot. And then from here onwards, I would actually start to move 33 and 32. I will start to move the back foot, because right now it just seems stacked back, and then boom, over one frame pops in the front. So yeah, just start moving the back foot on these two frames. Then step and step. The only thing I would, although I like the up and down feeling at the end, I really like it. I don't know if I would change it, because for the character, I think it adds quite a nice personality to it. Yeah, I think I wouldn't change it. Now, what I was going to say is that here you see how when he plants the foot, the front foot, see how the top of the head doesn't move down that much, and yeah, I would exaggerate it a little bit, moving the body down, but I think I like it how it keeps straight until the end and boom, then goes down. I think I really like it, so I would keep it that as it is. Um, so yeah, um, great great job. Now that you, if you go and do the suggestions that I made, we can you can present it again, and we can try to finish to polish it. But yeah, really really great job, man. Keep up the good work, and until the next one.